Okay, good morning. I'd like to thank everybody for an incredible week here in Los Angeles, concluding last night with another fantastic finish. Just a great season for us, great postseason, and being here in Los Angeles to top that off is really icing on the cake for all of us. So thank you to everyone who made it special, including our two teams last night, both the Bengals and the now Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. It's their second Super Bowl championship. I like to call it their first as the Los Angeles Rams. And they earned that on the backs of some pretty epic comebacks, particularly the last two in the championship game and in the Super Bowl. And of course, Coach, who deserves a tremendous amount of credit for his leadership and innovation and the way he has tirelessly worked to make the Rams better. I think he's now the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl, which is terrific. And he's also guided the Rams to 4 playoff spots, 2 Super Bowls in his first 5 years, which is really incredible. And a testament to the great head coach that he is. And our MVP, that we're thrilled about, Cooper Kupp. He obviously is winning the Pete Rozelle Super Bowl MVP last night with his performance. I think the 2 stats that really jumped out at me is that Cooper joins Joe Montana in 1989 as the only player to win the AP Offensive Player of the Year, and also the Super Bowl MVP in the same year. That's pretty good company, so Cooper, pretty good company. And he also, I think, holds now the NFL record for postseason receptions in 2021 with 33, the most by any player in the history of the NFL. So 2 pretty good catches there. We are thrilled again, and I'm going to ask, I think, Coach to come up first, and we'll take a couple of pictures, and then you can hear from Coach. You want to hold it? Yeah. It's yours now. One just with Coach. Awesome. Perfect. You okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is torture.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. You want me here, Brian?
You're good.
Okay.
Coach.
Yeah, it's an incredible honor to be here. It's also torturous to have a team win a championship and then make you come the next morning to do a press conference this early. But, really just so grateful to be a part of this. Guys like Cooper epitomize what's right about this team, the leadership, the selflessness. I thought our team came together at the right moments, and our best players shined the brightest when they had to. But something about being a part of something bigger than yourself is what's so special about this group. They're world champions. Love these guys. Just so grateful for it. So grateful for Mr. Kroenke and being able to work for a great organization. And here we go. You guys go ahead.
And been congratulated by your folks?
Yeah, you know what? They were all here, lad. They all got a chance to come out, and so it was great to be able to spend a lot of time with McVay family members and just so many people that you love and care about. Being able to spend some time with them afterwards yesterday was pretty special.
Coach, talk about.
It all was pretty special, Kevin. I think the one thing that you definitely remember was 4th down when you realized they came out in the shotgun and it looked like they were going to throw the football. The play that Aaron made on 3rd down, you felt like he was going to make an impact on 4th down too, and for him to close it out the way he did was pretty special.
Coach, Melissa Thomas here for Florida National News right here.
All right.
You mentioned, obviously, the team having something bigger than themselves. Is it something that is uniform across everybody on the team, that they all agree on one thing, or do they each have something that is significant to them that's bigger than themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think what I had meant by that was, people wanted to win a championship, do something special, for the other people that they love and care about. That it was such a selfless team. In a lot of instances, we're all kind of innately selfish, but I thought this was the most selfless group I've ever been a part of. They played for one another. They trusted each other, and I think they picked each other up through good and bad, and that's what I felt like, made us so special.
Sean, good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Federico Olvera for Damebola, Mexico City. Coach, did you or your defensive coordinator tell you anything to your front seven, because the most of the sacks were in the second half? Did you say anything in the halftime?
Yeah, I wish I could take the credit. Raheem Morris and Eric Henderson do such a great job. And really, I thought we got some more opportunities. Our defense played outstanding in the second half. With some of the things that we weren't able to do offensively, I thought they kept us in the game. I thought it was incredible what they did on the sudden change after the turnover, but the pressure that we were able to get defensively was a huge credit to Raheem Morris, those guys up front. I thought our coverage on the back end was tight, made Joe hold it a little bit longer, and you got to give those guys a lot of credit. To be able to get 7 sacks was instrumental for us winning that game.
Hey, Coach.
What's up, Nick? I can't see you.
I'm right over here to your left.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations,
Thank you.
first and foremost. Can you just talk about how would you describe this team with all the ups and downs that you guys have faced? It seems like a team of destiny and faith. Is that an accurate description?
I think so. I think you answered it great. I think, you've heard me talk about it a lot, Nick, the mental toughness, the resilience, the belief in each other. It's such a powerful thing, even in pro sports. Everybody loves feeling believed in, and I think this team, like I mentioned, Cooper epitomizes what's right about it. Just the selflessness, the humility, and then the clutch production when we had to have it. It's unbelievable.
Sean, over here to your right.
There you are, Gary.
Have you had the opportunity to speak with your grandfather, and what does it feel like to join your family's Super Bowl legacy?
Yeah, really special, Gary. I did. He means so much to me. I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for the legacy that he set for our family. You talk about a class man that treated people the right way, earned every single thing that he got. I'm just so grateful for him, Gary, and it was pretty special. And, to be able to, I want to be able to give him a ring. He's got 5, and I've mentioned to you before, he gave 3 of those away to his 3 sons. And to be able to, know that he is so instrumental in me being able to even get a chance to coach in the NFL and be a coach, it's pretty special.
Hey, Coach. Cameron Buford here, Los Angeles News Observer, straight ahead.
Yep.
Hey, I want to ask you, this last night didn't happen just yesterday or over the last 2 weeks. You've been at this journey for a couple of years now. So how does this feel finally getting to the mountaintop? And then along the way, you've brought along a lot of coaches and teams around the league are kind of looking at you as putting you on a pedestal as a good coach who knows what's going on and bringing a lot of young talent into the game. How did that feel to you now becoming a champion, a Super Bowl championship coach, and then having teams model their game and their success after what you've done?
Yeah, I think the first thing is I've been surrounded by great people. Number one, when you get around great players, great coaches that are all committed and working in the same direction, pulling that rope in the same direction, good things can happen. And I think each team is a new team every single year, but when you have the right foundational pieces like Cooper, like Whitworth, you had a player like Stafford, you have Aaron Donald in place, the list goes on and on. You just feel grateful to be a part of it. And so because of those guys' success, other people get opportunities to grow. But, I think we've been able to bring really good people in our building, and that's what it's about, surrounding yourself with people better than you. And I think that's how you grow, and these special players really set the tone.
Sean, to your left. Jason Leisure with the Chicago
Jason.
Sun-Times. How long did it take you to really take ownership of this team and feel like things were running the way that you wanted them to, and how did you see the effect of that during this championship season?
I don't know if I look at it like that as much as I think there's been great collaboration really since I got on board, whether that was myself and Les and Kevin Demoff and Tony Pastors, a willing owner like Mr. Kroenke to support the decisions and things that we felt like are in the best interest of our team. But I think we've made a lot of good decisions to bring in the right people. My dad said this before, and I think it's so true. When he was in advertising sales, he used to say we compete with our products, but we win with our people. And I look at it for us as, we try to compete with our schemes, but we win with our players, coaches, people in our organization. And that's what's been right about the Rams.
Hey, Sean, Cooper Kupp is the Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP. How much has he inspired you as a coach and a person?
So much. It's the cliche thing you say, but I'm better as a coach and as a person for being around Cooper Kupp, and that's just the truth. He's got such a great way about himself, and he's always been this way, but this year especially, there was a stillness, there was a peace, and there was a joy that he was playing with, where he's got a purpose with Anna and his 2 boys, and his relationship and trust in the Lord, and how that really can guide a steady path. And he's made such an impact on me. guys like Cooper Kupp are why you coach. I just feel so blessed to be around somebody as special as him.
Hi, Sean. Brady Henderson from ESPN.
Hey, Brady.
Hey, wondering if you could tell us what you know about Odell Beckham's knee injury and also how that affected you guys when he went down.
Yeah, I don't know much right now, Brady, but I know what a huge impact he's had on our football team since we got him. It was heartbreaking to see that because how much that, just to be able to get to that moment, and he had really made an impact with those 2 catches that were huge plays. I think he was in line to have a big game, but it did change some things, because then they could really hone in on Cooper a lot more. Guys inevitably stepped up, as did Cooper and Matthew, and when we had to have it the most, but it made it a little bit more difficult. My heart goes out to him, but love Odell, really grateful for all the many contributions he made. We wouldn't be chance without him.
Sean, can you appreciate, over here on your left, can you appreciate how hard it was for Matthew to walk into the Lions and ask for a trade? And do you ever wonder what would have happened if they would have said no?
I don't like to think about those things, but I think it's such a credit to how he handles himself. I also think Mrs. Ford, what a class way of handling that, whether it be, her or Rod Wood. I mean, they just did such a great job of facilitating a smooth change or adjustment, however you want to look at it. But I think that's a real reflection of 2 quality people on both ends, the way he handled it. And getting to know Matthew, you just realize, he's one of the few people that could ever pull that off. But I'm really grateful that we were able to get connected.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, 3 questions, my ass.
There you go, sir. This way? Okay. You want MVP up? Yeah, do your thing. Place up. Oh, we got Sandy, so. And you put it right on that too. Good? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you're good.
First of all, congratulations on a great game. The coach said you don't get here alone, and he even credited your wife, as you have. You said she's your inspiration. Talk about that inspiration, and for her, how are you planning to celebrate Valentine's Day?
Wow, you really put me on the spot right now, aren't you? I think you guys got to see a little bit of, our history, what she's done for me kind of through our time together. We started dating senior year in high school, what she was for me and kind of as I was going through college and allowing me to kind of focus on football and providing for us when, not many people are married as sophomores in college, but, we believed as when you get married, you separate from your parents and you got to figure out your way on your own. And, for her to be able to do that, for her sacrifices that she's made for so long, I just think she deserves the world. So just incredibly thankful for her and everything she's done for me. And I'm sure if we've got something fun planned. I don't know if it's going to happen today. We might push Valentine's Day back for us a few days.
Cooper, I'm over here. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
We always talk about adversity and how it makes you stronger. You talked about the vision you had after the last Super Bowl and that you would come back and be MVP. Just tell us where that strength comes from.
Yeah, well, that is like Coach touched on a little bit. That's my faith. That's, the most important thing in my life. Believing that, I have a purpose here, that I was placed with a intentionality of exactly where I'm supposed to be. It just gives me a peace. It gives me so much peace being able to play from a place of knowing that the victory's already been won. There's no pressure to, strive to succeed on anything. I get to, just step into every single day and just enjoy the process, enjoy every moment. Just be fully who I am and not fear failure in any way, but just be able to, pursue success and know that, whatever happens it is what it is, and just be able to enjoy it and enjoy the people I'm around.
Cooper, right here in front. Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. I noticed the Disney shirt, so I wanted to ask you, are you headed to Disney World next now that you won the championship?
I think we're going to keep it in LA and head over to Disneyland.
Okay, gotcha.
I think the cross-country trip's not happening today.
Cooper. Yes, Cooper right over here, to your left.
There we go.
First of all, congratulations to you and to your entire family on everything you've all accomplished. Secondly, you're a team that recently moved to LA. How important was it for you all to win this Super Bowl, for your fans, those that believed in you, who remained faithful to the franchise, and those newcomers that we actually got to meet yesterday, a few that lived around Inglewood and now are fans of yours?
Yeah, I think it's been such a cool thing. I think the original LA Rams fans, kind of grown up, they were younger when LA was here, and now they've got families of their own, and so now be able to come back to LA and those fans that now their parents have been Rams fans for a long time, and parents, grandparents, whatever it is, and now being able to raise up a new generation of Rams fans as well, and to be able to in 5 years be able to bring a championship home to this city, I think that's just it's a great thing about the city. It's what the city demands, and to be able to bring that home. First year opening up SoFi with fans, being able to win it at home in SoFi, I don't know if you could have written it any better.
Coop, congrats on the win, first off. I wanted to ask you, obviously OBJ went down in the first half. You and Matt Stafford essentially took over the game on that game-winning drive when you couldn't really get anything else going. How did you and Matt just kind of accomplish that and get down to the end zone and score that game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, we talk a lot about just being able to do your job. Through a little bit of a lull there, kind of leading into halftime, and then through that third quarter, we just needed to stay the course, keep pushing, keep trusting in the details of things, and believe that regardless of whether the ball is coming to you or not, you can have an impact on the game. Especially at receiver, playing the game within the game and understanding, hey, just because of this coverage contour says I'm not getting the ball, being able to run routes and try to get a feel for how a DB is playing you, and then when it comes time, eventually that coverage is going to dictate that you get the ball and you've set your DB up. You've worked on different releases. You've set them up in a way that when it's time, you'll be able to make that play. And Stafford and I have spent a ton of time together. I think I was actually adding up in the car on the way here. Just the extra time outside of the obligatory time was north of 500 hours this season. And so you spend that much time together, just being able to talk football, talk about the preparation, the time you have focusing on that kind of stuff. You get in those moments and it just becomes second nature.
Cooper, congratulations, first of all. All season we could see the focus of this team on this one goal of winning yesterday. Was it as good as expected or much better?
Yeah, I think just to be able to get to that place, there's so many guys that were so deserving that, they deserve to win a Super Bowl. And you talk about someone like Eric Weddle, and what the respect he's had for this game, the time he's put in, for him to come back after a time. I mean, what an incredible story of his. But to be able to send him off the right way, I mean, you talk about someone like Andrew Whitworth, who has done things right for such a long time. Odell, I mean, there's so many guys on this team that have just been, Aaron Donald, obviously. I mean, so many guys that have just respected this game, have just put in the work and the time. And so, that was a huge thing coming into this is, so many guys just said, hey, we've got guys here that deserve a Super Bowl. We got to win this for them. And, Coach touched on just how guys play for each other. And that's what kind of makes this team so special.
Cooper, how amazing does this championship feel considering where the team was the week after Thanksgiving when you'd lost 3 in a row? You weren't beating top teams. What did you really feel at that point?
Yeah, well, there's no panic when you get to that place. Football is a game of ebbs and flows. There's mountains and valleys through, a full season, through a game, through a quarter, through a practice week. There's adversity. It's inevitable. You're going to face it. I think the belief that we have is that you're a different team at the end of the season than when you start. And we want to continue to climb. We want to be a better team by the end of it. And week after week, it's just an opportunity to learn, fix the mistakes, and come back better the next week. And, we faced that 3-game skid right in the middle of the season. I think a lot of the times you get into a place where, that isn't the mentality. That's when the finger pointing starts happening. You feel like you got to start, starting from scratch or rewriting your process and changing things. But, we believed in what our process was. And, Vaughn touched on it, I think, coming over. It's just, win or lose, we're going to find ways to get better and just keep staying the course, take things a day at a time, 1% better every single day, keep stacking blocks, and trust that we're going to find a way to turn this thing around and find a way to get on the other side of that win-loss column. And we were able to string together some wins and just continue to grow kind of all the way through.
Cooper, Gary Klein from the Los Angeles Times. What are you looking forward to next season? I know you're still processing this, but looking forward to next season, do you think you guys are capable of repeating as Super Bowl champions?
I mean, certainly. I think, you go into a season, if you're going into a season and didn't think that you could win it all, it'd be a pretty depressing place to play from. So, certainly you go into every year believing that, understanding, though, that there's so much work that has to be done, so much time, so much effort, so much sacrifice has to go into that. So you certainly go in knowing that that's the goal, but like I said, we take a one day at a time mindset, dominate every single day, and hopefully you get presented with that opportunity to go out there and play on Sunday for the World Championship.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.